going on, y'all? Um, just sitting here. I set the phone back over here behind my dash. Anyway, so uh, I'm on home time right now. I'd forgotten to well, no, I didn't really forget. I just kind of took a break from making videos, and but picking up from where my last video left off, I was in Conley, Georgia, and I talked about what I was going to be making as a solo driver, while my co-driver was, um, while he took home time. And they said 32.5 cents, which I'm not really sure why. I guess that's just base pay. I'm not really sure because I got variable cents per mile. I didn't just make 32 cents per mile. Some loads paid more as a company driver. Some loads paid less than 32.5 cents, which I think that's insane. There was one load I was paid 29 cents per mile. And then there was another load I made like 40, I think it was 40 cents per mile. But in the long run, during that time I was out, I did not make less than $700, which that's good. I would like to be making at least 1,000 per week. The last two have been, this week I made 1,200. The week prior I made 1,300, and that's not gross pay. That's net pay. So that's after taxes and stuff like that. So, that's good. They didn't stiff me on anything. On being a solo driver. For some people that's good. For me, I'm just like, hey, I gotta make more than that. you know, but and I used to drive for Prime. That's who I got my CDL through, and it's just, I made way more. I made 47 cents per mile driving a lightweight truck, which means there's only one bunk, and it's just it's a smaller truck. Does the same as the other trucks, just weighs less and has less room. And I chose to get a lightweight truck. Driving reefer, I continually had loads. Sierra England, they ran me ragged. I was surprised. They kept me going. But there was a little bit of a complication with my fleet manager at Sierra England. My co-driver, he was trying to take home time. We were at a receiver being unloaded, and they decided, the best thing to do in order to get him to his home in Pennsylvania would be to pay for an Uber driver to, I think it was drive like, what was it, like 900 miles or something like that. I think it was more like 400 or 500 miles. I don't know. It was quite a ways. But so anyways, so then I started driving solo, and when it came time for him to come back onto the truck, he got back on the truck like almost a week later than he was supposed to. and he got another fleet manager, and the fleet manager that we did have actually ended up quitting. I don't think he just probably wasn't good for the job. He was good in some ways, but there was just some things he couldn't do. Guess he decided it was the military was better. But one thing I do like about Sierra England is everybody, all the fleet managers and stuff, they have their CDL, and they have a little bit of experience over the road, but that's better than someone just coming in and not knowing what the heck is going on. They don't know about hours of service. You have to explain stuff to them. No, they have an idea of what they're doing. Another thing I like about Sierra England is you don't have to go by the fuel solution in order to get fuel. You can fuel up at any Love's, TA, or Petro. You just show up and start fueling. You can fill it up and they won't say anything about it. They give you recommendations of where you can stop. But, yeah, I mean, I've hit platinum twice since I team drove at Love's. Platinum status, for reward points. But we're working on both hitting diamond. Anyways, so yeah, so I mean, I can take up to 7 days home time, and so far, like when I drove for Prime, I drove 3 to 4 weeks. I got 3 to 4 days off. And 4 days, that's the max that you can do at Prime as a company driver. As a leased operator, they don't care. They suggest that you only do 3 to 4 days because you still got a truck payment to pay. And, yeah, and you still got to go by the fuel solution as a company driver at Prime. Not saying Prime's bad. I actually like the company, but Sierra England, they did this thing where they called me. They called me to check up on me. They were like, "Hey, we noticed you were driving nights for the past 6 to 8 weeks or something like that." They're like, "We're just making sure you're doing good." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm doing good. Thanks for calling." They just wanted to make sure that everything was on the up and up. And yeah, thanks for calling. Hey, thanks for checking on me. Anyways, so they also have this thing called a fatigue call. Like in the wee hours of the night, they'll set it for, you call at 11 or 10 or 11, something like that, or 12 midnight, mountain time, because they're based out of Salt Lake City, Utah. So anyways, they what was I saying? So anyways, I mean, I haven't made less than $700 a week since I started at Sierra England, except for maybe now. I'm coming off of my first home time, which was 5 days. By the way, I can take up to 7 days home time. Oh, yeah. So far, I haven't made less than 700. I'm not going to train. I'm just doing team driving. Yeah, they're keeping me moving. That's the way, reefer companies should be. They're mainly only reefer. They do have a flatbed, and they pull storage pods. They have like a dedicated uh, uh, contract or whatever. Anyways, so just giving a quick update. So far, Sierra England, they've been a good company, and I cannot say a whole lot of bad about them. You know, it's a good company. They just got a bad reputation because some of the student drivers have, um, or even some of the trainers, they just like any mega carrier, they got some bad drivers. You throw 4,000 people out there on the road, and there's going to be some bad drivers, no matter what company. But they're striving for better, and they're trying. They've undergone a lot of overhaul, from what I gather, and it's a pretty good company. Anyways, y'all, take it easy.